Hello, this is Baron von Richthofen, and I'm going to take a look at a tournament replay match between Team Terran OP and V8. Definitely, two competitive teams, and V8's been in a number of tournaments recently, so it should be an exciting one to watch. We see that V8 is in blue, and they're going to have Jarvan as the jungler, Brand mid, Udyr top with Caitlyn and Janna bottom, while Team Terran OP is going to have Gangplank top, Vayne and Sona bottom with Amumu in the jungle, and they're actually going to use Twisted Fate, so you don't see a lot of him, but he's definitely, with the right comp, and if you run it appropriately, definitely a viable champion. Nowhere near as strong as he used to be, clearly, with the reduction of his ult, but he still, has his uses. The spammable stun is very nice, as well as the poke damage, and then the ult, definitely is still, a great tool, even if it's not a global ultimate anymore. Kind of the lane matchups are pretty interesting. Twisted Fate versus Brand should be pretty even, definitely kind of in the benefit of Brand, but if Twisted Fate can kite appropriately and throw out his stun card, then he could actually get some free harass on the Brand, as Brand's, kind of trying to harass, so definitely a lot of aggression in that lane. While Udyr versus Gangplank, those kind of jungling tops, Udyr definitely has the advantage. He has more sustain, but Gangplank has some nice harass, so it should be pretty interesting. And Gangplank does have that ignite as opposed to Udyr's exhaust, so, depending on the ganks, you could really go either way, though I do believe that Udyr is at a significant advantage as the game kind of progresses and early on. Vayne, Sona versus Janna and Caitlyn. Caitlyn definitely has the range advantage with that great ranged harass, but Vayne, really bursts, even though she is a very, much closer champion. And then Sona also has significant burst harass, so they'll definitely want to watch out. V8 will definitely want to watch out for that, that they don't get taken down too quickly with a quick combo, roll in from Vayne, her burst damage, and then Sona's burst damage. The junglers, Jarvan will have a slight advantage in this game. Amumu, definitely a strong jungler, and in team fights he's, that great crowd control kind of guy. But one of the issues with Amumu is that he, as far as ganks are concerned, he's got his bandage toss, but, then as the game progresses, he's really ult-reliant, and if you can get the bandage toss in, yeah, that's fantastic. It gives him the gap closer, and it gives him the disable, so that's, awesome, but it's really kind of easy to dodge the bandage toss at times, and then, when he's got things on cooldown, he can't really contribute that well. Jarvan, on the other hand, not the fastest jungler, but he does clear fairly well. He will be slightly less tanky than he normally would be if you expect him in a lane. I mean, clearly that's going to be the case with all junglers, but if he has to go with Wriggle's build for that DPS, then it's going to slow him down significantly as far as team fighting capability. But they do have the Udyr as the main tank, so they will be okay from those respects. But Jarvan definitely has a lot of disruption and can have really aggressive ganks starting at level 2, which is pretty common to see from a Jarvan jungler. Maybe he'll get blue buff and then get a quick gank on top lane. So Gangplank will definitely want to watch out for that, and the CV will definitely try and control that action. I don't believe that either team is really going to engage on the other. I think that they don't have the best level 1 teams. Jarvan, is a little bit stronger than Amumu at level 1 because really Amumu can't fight level 1, but I really wouldn't expect them to come in, so they'll probably just take their jungle. Amumu going to do a regular blue 2 mini golems clear path, and so will Jarvan, though Jarvan might actually come up top. He won't be able to take the race because Amumu is too fast as a jungler, so he might gank early, but he'll probably do a standard route otherwise. Looking at the items, we do see that Vayne has a Doran's. She does have that heal to kind of sustain her. Caitlyn also picking a Doran's, which is a little bit surprising to me. If she can keep her distance, that'll be fine, but usually when you see a Janna, you expect boots and health pots because, really they don't have, you don't have a sustain with Janna. So the boots allows you to move in and out to use that Janna shield more appropriately with your harass and farming and such, but then if you take any damage with Doran's, you're not going to be able to regen. And here we come really aggressively. Jarvan coming in. He gets the EQ. He misses the actual combo. And Gangplank flashed out of there. So very quickly, Udyr is in control of this lane because Gangplank had to burn his flash. if Jarvan had hit that EQ combo, maybe a little bit closer. And Gangplank actually running out of position. That was kind of weird. I didn't see where he was. It was kind of glitching for a second. But Jarvan gets the combo, and Gangplank's really low. He might have to recall soon. Jarvan might be taking these golems. Amumu is going to come up, but if Jarvan takes those golems, then it'd basically be Amumu versus Jarvan and Udyr. Gangplank's not really strong enough to come in right now. Twisted Fate getting the stun, dodging Brand's Q actually, so doing an excellent job there to avoid the stun. He is taking a lot of damage, but he is going to win that harass battle, and you see Jarvan actually did take those mini golems. Amumu did try and come in, but he was a little bit out of position. Brand doing a good job, knowing Amumu was towards the top, running towards the bottom. You see him shying towards the top of the lane now, knowing that he saw Amumu cross. Amumu is going to try and get in behind, and Brand is very close. Amumu throwing off the bandage toss way too early. TF throwing off his damage, but he's got the ignite, and Jarvan flashes into him. But TF flashing over that wall. He's just barely going to get it out of there. He has the ghost flash. Trying with the Q. He hit the Q. The ignite damage, the Brand passive isn't going to be enough. Amumu flashing over the wall, being really aggressive, trying to go for this kill. I'm not sure what he's thinking. Brand is going to get out of there. So kind of unnecessary. Going to do a little bit of damage to Jarvan, but Jarvan's going to get out of there. He just uses an EQ to get out. I'm very surprised to see Amumu using his bandage toss so early. I mean, generally as Amumu, you want to try and close the gap as much as possible before you use it. He thought he had the opportunity and, went for the toss before Brand noticed he was there. And missing the toss really prevented them from, getting that kill. And then, kind of setting that fray, that whole crazy motion. Janna and Caitlyn seem to be in decent control of this game, so that bonus damage from that Doran's is helping Caitlyn out. They aren't able to get the harass on her that they want to, since she doesn't have that health regen, and Janna doing a good job keeping her shielded when it's necessary. But they're probably going to need, Sona's probably going to need to get a ward for this first brush. They had it in the second brush you see here, so they do see the Jarvan's coming up for a gank. But they primarily had it in the second brush to prevent Janna from controlling the lane. Well, they're pushing up and Janna's controlling the lane from this first brush now, so Vayne needs to heal, get some items. They're definitely losing this lane at this moment and try and take back control. Udyr in the meantime just kind of zoning Gangplank out. Gangplank does have that ranged harass, which is nice, but you can't really do enough damage to Udyr. He does have that cloth and 5 health pots, so he's going to be extremely tanky. And as the game progresses, he's going to have too much regen along with that turtle stance. So he's just kind of, minding his own business top and then trying to get in on Gangplank every once in a while. Taking a look at the lanes, we see fairly even CS. Caitlyn's definitely at an significant advantage bottom, actually, and Udyr's at an advantage top, but mid is even, and the junglers are both clearing out pretty evenly. Jarvan's a little bit ahead in the jungle, but he did steal Amumu's golems, so... Jarvan is coming in here. Unfortunately, they did see him. He is going to try and get an EQ combo, and he does hit the combo, but the miss from Brand. He misses the Q. That would have been a kill, probably, if they had gotten that stun. Jarvan taking a lot of damage, so unfortunately, he's not going to be able to continue his jungle, which is what he would like to do. And so, not only did they not get the kill there, not force any summoners, because TF summoners were down already, and TF doing a good job avoiding those Qs all game. But unfortunately, I'm surprised to see Brand missing that one, because Jarvan had him in position. Jarvan trying to continue with these creeps, doesn't have enough health to do him. I don't know if he was just planning on suiciding. Caitlyn and Janna chasing them down, still really aggressive in this lane. Vayne and Sona, they have great damage, and once Caitlyn clears these creeps, they should be able to get that Sona harass, but unfortunately they're not really able to accomplish it. Amumu is coming in. They don't seem to have a ward. They haven't reacted yet. Unfortunately, Amumu's in the middle of this team, and the Gangplank ult comes off a little bit early. He's jumping onto Janna, but now he's coming onto Vayne. He's got to get that damage onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn goes down, just barely not able to get the kill onto Vayne. Fortunately, a gank will bring them into the lead of this lane very quickly. And TF with the aggressive ultimate, he is going to flash in, get this kill. Can he? Oh, he's not going AP TF. That's kind of a little bit surprising. He is going to back Amumu off. Amumu is going to be okay. That's weird. He is APTF, but you didn't see a wild cards. So usually you know, the #1 ability that you're going to be leveling as APTF is wild cards, but he's actually leveling his E for the auto attack and then the cooldown reduction. Unless I'm mistaken and he just didn't use it, or I missed it maybe. But Vayne is going to throw some damage to Jarvan. He can't really reciprocate unless, once his staff is standard is already down. So he's going to go back, try and clear his jungle. He probably has a bunch of creeps left because he's kind of been roaming around and hasn't had the opportunity to clear them. Again, lane's a little bit in the advantage of V8. We see that you know, Brand is actually slightly ahead of TF now, though TF did get the assist and Brand has nothing, so he is a little bit ahead as far as that's concerned. Caitlyn definitely in a strong advantage over Vayne, while Udyr is you know, controlling the lane against Gangplank top, and that's really all you want. Though Gangplank, you know, once he gets some items, will definitely help a lot with his team, and then also with they've got the, you know, essentially 3 DPS, though I guess really only 2 since TF should be AP. One thing I'm surprised that we haven't seen yet from V8 is you know, going for an aggressive early dragon. That should happen any time now. They know that they have great control over bottom. You see that Terran OP was forced to just recall once again. So I would expect them... what are Jarvan's items? I guess that's the reason. So once Jarvan gets a Medreds, he doesn't even need to finish the Wriggles. Once he gets a Medreds, they'll probably go for a Baron, because they can, you know, have bot lane force Terran OP out of lane, and once they recall, they'll be able to force the dragon. They do have enough damage output with, you know, Caitlyn and then Brand also coming in. Pretty standard items. You see that both Gangplank and Vayne are going for a wriggle. Jarvan is up top. He did get that blue, and he did come up down the brushes actually of that lane. Gangplank is going to be okay. But you see actually 2 of the people for Terran OP are going for wriggles. Brand coming up trying to get this gank under the lane, and he flashes over on top of Gangplank. Will he throw off the ultimate? There's the ultimate, and Gangplank does go down. Amumu did bandage toss and throw the ultimate. Gangplank's ultimate hitting him as well, so he is going to go down. But TF with the aggressive teleport in, he is going to chase down Udyr, but he's not really going to be able to accomplish anything. He's trying to slow him down for Amumu to get in, and he's actually doing a significant amount of damage. If he gets one more stun combo, maybe Amumu can get in. Jarvan with the ultimate, almost taking down Jarvan. He will just barely get out of there. Both of them actually flashing out of there, so they will be able to force down this tower. You know, so that'll definitely help them out. And it was an even exchange with Jarvan for Gangplank. Brand for Gangplank. Brand being very aggressive, coming in for the Gangplank kill. Probably a little bit too aggressive, and he was taken down by Amumu there. It's a little bit surprising to see Vayne with the wriggles as opposed to like Caitlyn. Caitlyn is coming in very aggressively. The exhaust onto Caitlyn and Vayne, and Vayne will go down here. She did flash away, so just barely surviving. One more hit would have done it. But I was going to say, Vayne already has the health regen, you know, so it's a little bit surprising for Caitlyn to just be in such dominant control of this lane. Caitlyn and Janna doing an excellent job there. But that wriggles will, you know, help her take back control of the lane once you have the wriggles. Wriggles DPS versus non-wriggles DPS, it's a pretty easy lane to win, so Vayne will be able to control it a little bit better. And then maybe if they get Gangplank down here, they'll be able to clear Dragon very quickly with their 2 wriggles. And Gangplank did have that Philosopher's Stone as well for the gold advantage. Udyr also going with the wriggles for that lane sustain, which is pretty common on Udyr. You know, really impossible to harass him out of lane once he has that wriggles, along with that turtle stance. They don't have vision of anyone, and Brand coming in. He's going to get the Q combo onto Sona. Sona's going to take a lot of damage. He doesn't have the ultimate. The ultimate would have taken him down, but the stun from TF and the bandage toss in from Amumu. Amumu is probably going to ult... No, does he have the ultimate? Oh, right down here. I was like looking in the top left corner thinking it's spectator mode and wondering why I couldn't see Amumu's call sign or whatever. They do have vision on this dragon now. What is that? Oh, that was the dragon. There was a little dot moving. I hadn't noticed that before. No one really factoring into big items yet, but Caitlyn definitely farming pretty well. Jarvan just throws off the ultimate, and TF will flash out of there. And he's running right into Brand, which is a little bit surprising. I don't know if Brand's really low, or if that was a little bit of a glitch that we didn't see Brand kind of go for a kill. And Caitlyn and Janna actually able to pick up the kill onto Amumu. A little bit surprising for him to stick around long enough for them to kill him down there. And that's